I think the thing is about folk music, you don't have to be that good a guitarist, but I can, or that good necessarily intricately written songs or intricate guitar.
Well, it's the feeling and the meaning that's important.
It's probably the outlet which is most accessible to me to get my feelings out lyrically, and to some extent musically. I can manipulate the music enough so that I can get my feelings across. I mean, if I'm angry, I can certainly write some angry music.
Sure you can.
So I've got a new song that I wrote with Murray Hammond of the Pedigree Cowboys, actually, who was responsible for getting me and Scarlet's Garden, actually, which was the folk trio I was in beforehand, the beginning of the summer.
Who else was in that trio?
It was a girl named Jennifer Peterson, who was my girlfriend at the time, and a guy named Matt Hart, who's a schoolmate of mine, and a guitarist. And it was a lot of fun. We sat around. We did a lot of covers. We did a lot of pretty much what I do now, but some of the songs we did then I'm no longer able to play just because they were Scarlet's Garden songs, and not it's not any copyright problems, but I have a problem personally playing songs that aren't very personal to Rhett Miller.
Right. Well, they were constructed for something else.
So you're planning on staying just like doing Rhett Miller songs for a while now?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you hoping to start a band? Or?
Oh, actually, I've got some ideas for starting a band, but that's only if things dry up for Rhett Miller as a folk singer, and things are looking really good right now. I mean, I've got some things going on, with the demo tape. Is this okay to say? RCA and.
Sure, you can say whatever you want if you don't offend anyone.
Okay. RCA and Elektra and Island and Geffen inadvertently all contacted me.
Really?
And
that's good.
After the article in the Observer.
Oh yeah.
So it's some pretty exciting stuff. I mean, I
they
really
just contacted you
kind of
to say they were interested in.
Contacted Michael. Or Michael actually contacted Island, but Island kind of, since they've been doing so much around Deep Ellum lately, they kind of caught onto it. And
yeah, I'm sure they're paying attention.
And Suzanne Vega, they all said, yeah, Suzanne Vega's really starting something you could follow up on, and yeah, her first album was great.
How did you feel about that when you said
I don't know. I don't want to be labeled as following Suzanne Vega. It's like when Scarlet's Garden was attempting, psychedelic folk, some people said, yeah, that's what Mike Rainey was trying to do a long time ago. And,
I don't know. I've seen Mike Rainey do various things over the last decade, and it never really brought those adjectives to mind. But
no, well, he self-proclaimed it psychedelic folk.
Oh,
put some flyers that said psychedelic folk in here, and I went up to see it. And the thing about Scarlet's Garden was it was folk music with a kind of a psychedelic feel, and instead of psychedelic music with kind of a folk feel. Are we?
I'm sorry, what?
We have 5 minutes.
I was looking at the hand come down out of the clouds. Give me the sign. We got 5 minutes left, by the way. What'd you say?
No,
nothing. They heard it out there. That's cool.
Okay. No, but I'd like to be able to do something that's kind of. I mean, in the future, what I'm hoping to do is actually John Greenman, a friend of mine, and I, his bass player, are thinking about getting together a conceptual band, and it's going to be conceptual, in conceptualism. We're going to be a conceptual band. We're going to sit around and we're going to think musically. I'll think, I'll conceptualize in the key of A, and he'll conceptualize in the key of A also.
And then what?
What do you mean? I mean,
are you
just kind of.
You like playing with us, Rhett? That's what I thought.
Mind games. Before we get out of here, I wanted to talk some about school.
Okay.
Because
we can talk about whatever you want.
Algebra and trigonometry.
That's a new book from the one I had.
Pretty nice, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So this
nice cover.
This is mine.
No, are these your initials?
Stuart Ransom Miller II. I didn't put the second on there. That's
Ransom?
Yeah, it sounds like I have money.
Stuart's my middle name.
So Red is the name that you gave yourself.
W or you?
You.
No, Red is the name my parents gave to me, actually. So I'll be running out of time real quick here. Because I wanted to run through a couple of teachers I really enjoyed today.
Go ahead, we've got a few minutes left. About 3.5.
These are some things I jotted down during class. I have a biology teacher who I kind of hope doesn't have cable. Anyway, he's a biology teacher at St. Mark's. And And while I was watching him talk today, you know, they all give their, "Oh, I'm so glad to have you in my class" talks and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. And they just want to get out of here and go to Hawaii or Plano or wherever they want to go. And
Teach at a school of girls.
anyway, so actually these are just the things I noted while he was talking.
You took notes.
I took notes on him though, not what he was saying.
Right. Okay, go
So,
ahead.
Not in biology.
I noticed while he was talking that he was so scared of his own voice that he didn't really realize what his face was doing, and therefore would end up, while he was talking, do really weird, funny things with his face.
Yeah?
He was trying to talk, and he was so conscious of his voice that his face would start like flinching, and his ears would flare, his nose. Anyway.
Can you do any of it?
No, I can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know what you're talking about, though.
I do, definitely.
Very carefully form an O.
Yeah. And he really made a point though of not being embarrassed. You know, like he stood there and you know, he would like pick up somebody's book and say, you know, you shouldn't do this with your book, and like put it back down. Like he had the run of the room, and he was really cool. And I feel so sorry for teachers. If I was a teacher, I'd just be laid back. You know, I've got this really cool English teacher, and he was telling us a story today about when he was hitchhiking back in the hippie days, and and hitchhiking to Woodstock.
I did some of that.
Shit. He was really cool. Were you a hitchhiker?
Yeah.
Well, I asked him, and he said it was every hitchhiker's dream. Is, you know, did he ever get picked up by, you know, a couple of girls who were just out looking for hitchhikers?
Did I ever?
Well, he didn't, but did you?
Yeah. Wichita, Kansas. Yeah. They worked at the teen nightclub sort of place there where they had near beer, and they put us up for the night.
Was that like your fantasy of being a hitchhiker?
No, I've
So,
never,
you know, that wasn't
really
very neat. My favorite thing was an American Indian family in an old Ford station wagon picked us up. Now, they were cool.
That's cool.
They fed us, and we did a little work around. They gave us a couple of dollars, you know, and stuff. Well, hey, Rhett, you know, I just saw that big hand come down through the cloud again, and this time it said 1 minute.
1 minute? Okay.
So now we've got 45 seconds.
Well, it wasn't all that much. They were good teachers. Oh, they were good teachers, and I'm going to make A's, and I'm going to...
Of course you are.
You know what the thing is? I think this year I'm really going to apply myself.
Yeah? You hadn't done that before.
That's a concept.
Don't you hate that? Don't you hate that? Well, if you could make A's, if you would only apply yourself.
Or like your brother.
Yeah.
Or like, why can't you?
Why can't you be like your brother?
I don't know.
Why can't you put U2 on your stereo and leave it on 24 hours a day and do your
This has been the High Res Diner. My name is Paul. This is Liza. This is Rhett. Thanks, Rhett.
Thank you, Paul.
Appreciate you coming down.
Thank you, Liza.
Thank you,
We'll
Rhett.
see you this weekend. Go to the Change Russell Hobbs Live Festival in Deep Ellum this weekend, or whatever they're trying to change, and we'll see you next time.
Adios. Adios.
To have that old job.